there is collective brain damage happening across the world right now, right in front of our faces. Let's be clear, she, he, them are bananas. Those people are insane. You don't have to behave the way these people want. They have no understanding of what it is to get and earn respect and to be an adult in a world that doesn't have to bow to you. The woke thing is a parasite, and when it's in the system, every system that we've seen it in, it destroys that system. It's why everything is melting down.
Good morning, Turning Point. How you guys doing today? Glad to see you guys bright and early on this Sunday. I am very happy to be here. I realized on the way, I actually took a 3.5-hour drive at about midnight last night from the other coast. I realized this is probably my 6th or 7th Turning Point event, and I used to come as sort of the why I left the left guy. Oh, that guy was a progressive, he woke up. And I think this is pretty much the first Turning Point I've done where I can say that I'm one of you guys. I am a conservative. I'm very proud to be a conservative. I'll talk a little bit about what I think that means, but even better than that, ladies and gentlemen, I am also a proud new Floridian. Yeah, that's right. I got out of crazy commie California. I tried to recall Gavin Newsom. I campaigned with the great Larry Elder. We tried to make it happen. Yeah, but these people want it. They want big government. They want high taxes. They want the crime. They want their sons to be daughters. They want their non-racists to be racist. They just want more and more and more. And now I live in Florida with the iguanas and the peacocks and the lizards and the gators, and I absolutely love it. It is a spirit of freedom. You know, people keep asking me, well, what's the main difference? Okay, you lived in Cali, now you live in Florida. What's the main difference? And it's not really the obvious stuff. Sure, the obvious stuff is obvious. Okay, I'm not living around homeless encampments. I don't see drugs everywhere. The roads aren't falling apart. All of that is obvious. I got a little more money in my pocket because we have no income tax here. Okay, fine. But it's something else. It's something else. It's actually, I think, probably something you guys have seen a lot of over the last 2 or 3 days here, which is that people are happy here. People are genuinely happy. You see a light in their eyes. You see a feeling of, oh, it's bad over there, but it's not bad over here. So I am truly the happiest new Floridian that you will find, and I'm so appreciative. I always, when you're a new Floridian, because they're getting literally hundreds of thousands of people coming here to Florida, and the OGs, the original Floridians, they kind of look at us like, uh-oh, are you going to bring all that blue state nonsense? And I walk around in my neighborhood, I'll have my dog and I'm taking a walk, and neighbors will come up and I try to say hi to everybody, and they'll say, well, where are you from? And I go, well, actually, I came from California. I used to live in Los Angeles. And they kind of freak out for a second, and then usually I just take out a picture of me and DeSantis, and then we're good, because they get it, that's my governor, yeah. Yeah, so look, there's a lot happening in the world. I mentioned sort of this new idea of conservatism, right? This new idea. And it's kind of funny because you guys, especially for those of you that are college age, you are growing up in a seriously wacky time. It was not like this. I'm not that old. I'm 46. That may sound kind of old to some of you. I grew up before PlayStation, so that is a little weird. But I grew up in a time when it was kind of set. It was kind of set. Oh, America's good. Things kind of work. You just do what you want to do, live how you want to live. You're going to be okay. And you guys have grown up basically in this insane time, fueled, of course, by algorithms and big tech and TikTok and all of the nonsense, fueled by everything that we used to accept as real and true is no longer true, right? Your body parts don't match your gender. All of the stuff. 2 + 2 is now 5. Everything that 5 years ago we would have said is true is now under assault. And it's on you guys to have to fix that thing. So when I come up here and I say, well, I'm a conservative now, it's like, well, what does that mean? And we can agree on, okay, we want states' rights, we want low taxes, we believe in individual rights, we believe that the founding of America was just and good and decent. And from where I stand, I mean, this is the greatest country in the history of the world, 250 years, yeah. It really is, you know, we say that. I'm sure I'm not the first speaker to say that at a Turning Point event. And if you think about it, it really is true. It really is true. Every single one of you have it better than your parents did. And your parents had it better than their parents and the parents before them. Every single person in this room, your ancestors came from somewhere basically with nothing, and they made it here. And nobody cares. This is the thing. This is the real devil that the left and the progressives and the media have put into the system. Nobody really cares what your skin color is. Nobody really cares what your gender is or your sexuality is or any of that nonsense. And that was a hard one for me to fully realize, because, you know, when I was on the left and I was a Democrat, it's like it is so programmed into you, right? I have no doubt that you guys as young conservatives, if that's what you call yourself, or libertarians or whatever it might be, you guys are the outliers, right, at your college, right? I'm pretty sure that most of you, there might be 2 or 3 schools that you're not the outlier, where you go there and you say what you believe, or maybe you don't say what you believe. I know that's a big thing, you know, everyone's afraid to say what they believe because they want to get the grade. But if you stand up for what you believe, if you stand up for just basic, honest truth, you're assaulted. And that's what I now believe a new conservative movement is. It's like there is a sanity movement in this country, and we can disagree on, okay, maybe we want the marginal tax rate to be this or that, and maybe we have some slight disagreements on foreign policy or whatever. But there's roughly a sanity party, the Republican Party, and then there is a completely insane party. And that's what, unfortunately, through the algorithms and media and just general cultural nonsense, that is what the left has pushed on everybody. So that's what we're fighting against. That's what we're fighting against. And those little differences, I don't think they matter that much. I really don't think they matter. It's like, if you believe that individual rights are important, that you should be judged and treated based on your actions, on your thoughts, on your words, if you believe that everyone in this country, doesn't matter whether you came from Cuba or from India or from Africa, it just doesn't matter. If you come here and you're a hardworking citizen who obeys the laws and works hard to better your life and better your kid's life and all that stuff, it's like, that's what we have in America. And guess what? That is incredibly special, right? That is unbelievably special. No other nation in the history of the world was ever founded by that. And what the left has done with all of this woke stuff, with all of this identity politics stuff, they've tried to literally strip that away. And as I often say, you know, it's like, you got to give the devil his due. They have done an incredible job. We may think that AOC is an idiot, or that Bernie's just some old socialist fool, or that Joe Biden is eating pudding and all of that stuff. But it's like, man, look what these guys accomplished, right? They tore down a whole bunch of stuff. But, and this is the beauty, look what's starting to happen. There is a massive pushback on this stuff, right? I mean, Governor Ron DeSantis, who was here a couple days ago, I mean, what did he do? He walked into Orlando and stared down Mickey Mouse, and he won. I mean, he won, you know? You know that Disney has lost $61 billion since Ron DeSantis took them on. You don't want to know what Donald Duck is doing for a hot lunch these days, just wandering around in Orlando. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. It's a little early to work, Blue, I know. But that's what's happening now. It's like people are fighting back, right? People are saying enough's enough. Good people are getting on school boards and saying, get this woke stuff out. People are moving, right? People are moving across the country. This is a beautiful thing. People think it's kind of weird. It's like, well, wait a minute. Should you stay and fight? Is there a way to fix California, fix New York, fix Illinois? Is there a way to do it? And I tried, and many people do try, but that in America, you have the ability to get up and go find a place with greener pastures, go find a place that is more in line with your values, and then strengthen that place. That's exactly what I'm trying to do right here in Florida, and that's why Gavin Newsom, who is genuinely evil, and I'm fairly certain soulless, that's why Gavin Newsom is now the #1 U-Haul salesman in America, because something like 200,000 people have fled California. But this is the beauty of the American system. This is the beauty of federalism and states' rights. It's like, if you live in most countries in the world, almost every country, including almost every Western country like Canada and like Britain, they don't have this idea of states' rights, the idea that the local governments should have far more to do with your life than the federal government. So if you don't like Justin Trudeau up in Canada, who has become one of the worst authoritarian leaders in the world, guess what? Whether you live in Toronto or Calgary, it doesn't matter that much. If you move from one or the other, yeah, a little bit with your mayor, but basically Trudeau has complete control over that country. But in America, you can still get up and go. And I can tell you, as a new Floridian, I live in a different country. I live in the country that we all thought we lived in, and I don't know that we can do anything about Cali. So if they want it, they can have it. And I know that kind of, what does that mean? And are we going to split up? And what is all of that? Well, look, we're the United States as long as we're united, right? And we have to figure out what brings us together. But in the meantime, I think you build new things. You build, not build back better. You just build new things. You go, okay, if the institutions are crumbling, if the universities are crumbling, if you guys are going to schools where they're teaching you what to think and not how to think, if you're afraid to say what you think. I know a lot of people, especially it's like you're 19, 20 years old, it's tough. It's tough to say what you think, right? You don't want your friends to turn on you. You don't want the teacher not to give you the good grade and all of that stuff. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You live truly, even despite all this lunacy, you live in the freest place ever. An unimaginably free place. Just everyone, think of your grandparents. Everyone in this room. You're doing better than they are, as I said. You're doing better than they are, and you live in a freer world. Now, something's screwy after 2 years of lockdowns, after 2 years of saying violence when you burn down buildings is okay, after 2 years of calling everybody a Nazi and all that stuff. But we still have something great here, and you still have a way to do it. And as many of you guys know, I toured for about 1.5 years with the great Jordan Peterson, who has, I got to tell you, every time I mention Jordan's name and people applaud, I genuinely get chills up my spine because I saw that man on that tour that we did, about 120 stops, 20 countries. I saw this guy set order in the world. We live in a chaotic world, but I saw this one man just start saying what he believed and thinking it through and being careful with his words and saying, here I am on this planet as an individual, as a human being. I'm going to say what I think. And by doing that, he then started making other people do it. And for those of you that applauded right there, he probably did a little something for you. I know he did an awful lot for me. And I stand up straight with my shoulders back, my room is clean, and all of that stuff. And Jordan often would say, when college students would ask, this was one of the main questions we would get during the Q&A, they would say, well, I'm in school, and my teacher's a lefty, and they've given me an assignment, and I want to get the grade, and I want to be able to get to grad school or get the job I want, put this thing on my resume. So, what do I do? Do I say what I believe? Say I'm in economics class and they want me to write about socialism, but I believe in capitalism, which has freed more people than any other financial system the world over. Yeah, capitalism. It's good. It's good. Honestly, equally trading with people where everyone can win. It's pretty sweet. So what do? And Jordan said something very interesting, because I know a lot of people will say, a lot of public people will tell young people, oh, you know what? If it's just school and it's a class that doesn't matter that much, just write the paper. Just do what you got to do to keep moving through the system. But Jordan actually took the other approach, and I really believe this, and it's something I've tried to incorporate in my life, whether you're in school or not, just how you operate in the world, which is that if you are in school, you guys, 18, 19 years old, you have virtually no responsibilities, right? Like, you have almost nothing to worry about other than the social pressures. And if you go in to school, that first time that you write that paper where you don't say what you think, or you blatantly write something that absolutely is against what you think, that's the hardest time. And then after that, you will do it again, whether it's in school or with your family or with your friends or whatever it is, and you will do it again and again and again. And then 4 years later, from a freshman to a senior, you will not even remember the person that you were when you worked in school. And that really is my main message to you guys, especially those of you that are in school. You have an awesome opportunity to fight for a better world. The world is upside down right now, and that's scary, but it's also opportunity. It's like you can really do something special, but you can only do something special if you're willing to stand up to the machine and say, here I am, and I'm not going to just bow because you demand me to bow. So that's why I'm always so proud to come to the Turning Point events. That's why I'm proud to be here with you guys. That's why I'm proud to be a Floridian. And we got about 5 minutes left, so if any of you have questions, I always like doing the Q&A. I know you guys got some good stuff, so just run up to the mics, and we'll try to do as many as possible and keep this state free and all that good stuff. All right, do we have some questions over there?
Hi, my name is Koki.
Hi.
I love you so much. Me and my mom watch the Rubin Report religiously.
Oh, thanks.
My question for you is, what are the main reasons that you made the transition from a classical liberal to a conservative, and what exactly do you think that means?
Well, as Thomas Sowell said to me, facts. That really is it. That really is it. That really is it. You know, I would say you're actually asking a really good question because you specifically said classical liberal and not liberal or leftist to a conservative. I would say one of the things that's been very hard for me over the last couple of years is my first book, Don't Burn This Book, was a defense of classical liberalism, which is really the founding principles of this nation: individual rights, laissez-faire economics, states' rights, rule of law, things of that nature. And unfortunately, the liberals of today, you guys know this, the liberals of today do not believe in this stuff. They did believe in this stuff. There were old school good liberals. JFK was a liberal. JFK who wanted to cut taxes, who wanted to not go to war. JFK who said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. That is the complete reverse of the liberal message of today. So as I saw that, and then I started talking to these guys that I thought were scary and mean. You know, Ben Shapiro. People are afraid of Ben Shapiro. He's 4'6". He's not that scary. People are afraid of Glenn Beck. People are afraid of Larry Elder, of Dennis Prager, of Jordan Peterson. I started talking to these guys, and while we maybe had some marginal political differences, I realized that they were fighting for the right things, and those things were things that they were trying to conserve that people before them had conserved. So that's why I was able to make the move and still stand here. All right, we got a couple minutes left. I'll try to go quick.
Okay, so first of all, I love Jordan Peterson, but I moved from Boston to Texas last year, and so here everyone says, you know, be involved in politics, this should be your life, but in Boston I had a hub, and I was obsessed with politics, looking at it constantly. I was not happy, and I was miserable, and it was horrible. And I feel, what is your suggestion to people who just, like, it's either their politics or their life?
Yeah,
like,
got it.
Yeah.
It's a great question. I would say this: politics should not be your life. Government should be so small that it can't do everything you want and it can't take everything from you. You know, partly what the left did here was they made everything about politics, right? They wake up and what can we fight about and what can the government do and all of these things. And they believe, in essence, that the government is God, that everything that is right in front of you on any given day, that is the truth and that is real and that's why you must fight. And at the same time, you got to fight Nazis. And by God, all of your political opponents are Nazis. And it's all just nonsense. So whether your framework for living outside of that is through religion or philosophy or whatever works for you or your family unit, you have to have something that sits much bigger, that politics is just right inside of. But the day that they trick us all to think that politics is the answer to everything is the day we lose. We got time for one more.
All right, well, I got a quick one, so you might actually get two in.
All right.
I tried to ask the same question to Miss Cat yesterday, but I'm going to say it to you now. Can I get a hug?
Yes, you can get the 1 second hug. I offer the 1 second hug to people. You'll have to find me, though. I can't jump off the stage and hug you. Okay, one more. We got one more.
Okay. Hi, my name is Gavin Earhart from West Virginia. This is kind of a crazy question, but what would you, are you, if I may ask this, are you gay? I heard you were gay. Now,
my husband's gay.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but this is the reason why I ask.
Yeah.
As I'm a Christian, and one thing that really draws me to conservatism is seeing the Christian foundations for this nation, how our rights are given from God, not from government. Now, what I'd ask you is, as a gay person, how would that seem appealing to you? Because you might think, oh, well, Christianity says, I can't be this way. So what would draw you to it? And how would you suggest for like other gay people to say, no, this is a good thing because this is just about giving us the freedom to do whatever we can do and not shove it on someone else?
I should have ended on the hug, huh? That would have been easier. I should have ended on the hug. Okay, we got to do it real quick. I'll try to do it in 45 seconds. Well, look, this nation, which is a nation founded on Judeo-Christian principles, is a nation of individual rights, that there are going to be people here who live a little bit differently than you. And I am not here to try to destroy the founding of this nation, the core principles of this nation. I don't think everyone has to be a Christian. I don't think everyone has to be a Jew or a Muslim. But I think there are basic ideas that our founders fundamentally understood that we cannot forget. So what I would say is you are absolutely entitled to your own personal religious beliefs as everyone else is. I would say, and maybe this is a little more of the libertarian side of me, but I think this is totally congruent with the founders, you want to have room for the other people. And if they live in a way that is honest and decent and defends their love of country and does all of the things that are probably pretty freaking close to the way you live, then that is an extraordinary country. But it isn't easy to attain. We don't all come from the same place. We don't all eat the same foods. We don't all have the exact same accents or clothes or dances or music. But if we can do that, and again, we've done it better than anyone in the history of the world. If we can do that, then I will also give you the 1 second hug. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you, Turning Point. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.